Hello and welcome to the Gunning for Glory YouTube channel. I'm your host Niall McKiernan, and today we're going to be talking about Arsenal's recent loss to Burnley. I'm going to go on a bit of a rant about VAR, to be honest with you. Although it's finished, there's still a bitter taste really in my mouth from the match because we were really robbed of a penalty, and honestly, it just wasn't a good performance from Arsenal. And then I'm going to go talk about, obviously, Arsenal's big game tomorrow evening against Olympiakos. It really is make or break time for our season. And without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, we're going to talk about the VAR controversy that occurred in Arsenal's draw with Burnley. They drew 1-1. Our goal was well worked. I thought for about half an hour of that game in the first half we were very good. We were the dominant team. We kept possession well, and the goal was well worked. It was Aubameyang, of course, with the goal. Great finish. Pope could have done a little bit better, but a goal is a goal at the end of the day. Then our goal was just a freak moment from Burnley and Granit Xhaka. It was a pass back that... how do you even explain it? So Granit Xhaka passed it back to Burnley. Burnley immediately should have just hoofed it because Burnley were playing a high line at this stage because we were 1-0 up. And he instead passes it to Xhaka. Xhaka tries to, like a cross-field ball on the edge of our own box, like to the left wing, and it hits off Wood's side, here, and it goes into the net because Leno's not alert for it. And it was just a freak goal at 1-1. The second half then, Burnley had some chances, and Leno, in fairness, did redeem himself by keeping us in the game practically. And then came the first VAR decision in the game, and it was a clear handball. It was Pepe who was, I think it was Peters, the Burnley player. So he basically was just dribbling past him. The first instance it hit his shoulder, right? That's fine. But then he puts his hand up like this. It hits him, and referee doesn't say it's a handball. VAR, usually gives this kind of stuff because they mentioned actually Ryan Bertrand was conceded with a penalty in Southampton's recent game. I don't know who it is against, and they got the same, and it was the same reasoning. It was a deal of a deal of proximity. I think they were saying, and they just don't give it. And I'm sorry, it's so inconsistent. They need to clarify what's a handball and what isn't a handball now. We're seeing this so many times. Luke Shaw, I think it was. Oh no, Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think, for Chelsea against United. Same thing, but no penalty. And Arsenal really were robbed of this game because we're so consistent with penalties. There was no doubt in my mind that we'd have scored it. Yeah, we missed chances, and yeah, VAR did stop another penalty and a red card when Peters cleared off the line with his shoulder. It was a great piece of defending, but he shouldn't have had that. It shouldn't have been 1-1 at that stage. It really shouldn't have. It should have been 2-1. It should have been 2-1 to Arsenal. We should have had a penalty. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail because at the end of the day, it's finished and we have bigger fish to fry now in terms of the Europa League. But I think this has to, I suppose, wake up everyone at the FA, everyone at the Premier League, that there needs to be clarity. I know the rules are changing, Keyword changing. They haven't changed. You can't base it on a rule. You can't base a rule on something that you're changing next season. You can't base it off that. A handball is a handball. And I think, yeah, look, if it's ball to hand, fine. But when he's literally running to you like that, and he has his hand up, and it hits him, that's a handball. And if it's in the box, that's a penalty. And that's just common sense. Even Peter Walton, who was on BT Sport as the referee, and he's a retired referee, he said he was surprised that it wasn't given. And, you're talking about proximity me whole. It's a penalty, and it's so disappointing that it hasn't been given. But at the end of the day, yeah, we should have won the game because we had so many chances. We hit the crossbar twice, I think. We hit, there was some brilliant defending from Burnley. All respect goes to Burnley for defending so well. We should have won the game. It wasn't a great performance from Arsenal. I'm not going to go into player ratings because I really don't want to. And yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, the FA have to be held accountable here because they need to, as I keep saying, they need to give clubs clarity on what is a handball and what is not a handball because it's so inconsistent and it's costing teams like Arsenal, who need the points, who need 3 points from every game, it cost us 2 points in my opinion, because Burnley didn't really have a chance after that. Right, rant over. Now we're going to move on to Olympiakos, and I think I'm going to give my predicted lineup for this game and just my overall thoughts on this crucial game, really, because as I said, it's make or break for Arsenal, and here's why I think this. So obviously Olympiakos knocked us out last year in the Europa League. We were unbeaten, I think, all year until this match, and it was a freak result. It really was. It was completely unexpected. They scored an early goal, I think it was. I think we won 1-0 in the away leg. Then they leveled up the tie, and it finished 1-0 on the night, and then we went to extra time. We scored, and we gave ourselves an outside chance, and then it was just a freak goal. I remember it so well because it was just a terrible night to be an Arsenal fan. Moving on to this one, I know I have every reason not to be optimistic about this match, because everything that we hate about football occurred in Arsenal's match against Burnley, and everything that we just dislike about this club, like the inconsistency, the lack of quality in finishing, it's worrying. That's the truth. It's worrying. But in terms of a predicted lineup, Leno has to start in goal. I think he was, despite the slip up for the Burnley goal, he really did have a very strong second half and kept us in the game at times as well. In terms of centre backs, we've had so many centre back partnerships I don't even know. David Luiz I think can start because I think he's been brilliant. I think either Gabriel, Mari, even Holding maybe can join him. If I had to make a wild guess, I think Arteta will probably start Rob Holding because he hasn't played in a while, and he is quality at the end of the day. He's still a decent centre back option. Left back, it has to go to Kieran Tierney. I mean, he's been absolutely brilliant. Probably our best player this year. Right back, you could say you could make an argument for Cedric or Bellerin. I don't think Bellerin's been amazing this season, but I do think this is a match that would suit him because of his experience, I suppose, in the role. And in terms of our two in midfield, it has to be Partey. I don't even know if we start Xhaka, to be honest. I really don't. The thing is, Xhaka has been consistent this season, and that freak moment against Burnley will probably play a factor in the fact that maybe he probably won't get playing, and it's disappointing, but it's probably true. And yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It would be either him or it would probably be maybe not Ceballos, because my God, his performance against Benfica in the last round was absolutely atrocious. You could make an argument for El Neni. El Neni's been pretty good, but yeah, I think Partey really is the only kind of shoe-in because he's fantastic. In terms of attacking, I definitely start Aubameyang because he can get you goals. I'd start Pepe because, to be honest, he looked very sharp when he came on against Burnley. He's looked sharp recently. I don't think there'll be a place for Willian despite him being in good form. I would like to see Willian play, but unfortunately I just don't think there's a place for him. I think Saka has to be a shoe-in. I think Odegaard will play because Smith Rowe's still injured. Odegaard, he's had an okay start. He hasn't lit a house on fire in the Premier League as of yet, but I do think he's able to play. He's a good player, and if we keep him, which I think we will probably make an offer for him. Like, some of his stats have been good, but he just hasn't really contributed to the goal side of things or to the assist side of things. But I think his link-up play has been brilliant, and some of his passing has been world class. And I think we should keep him. That's really much it. I don't think really there's anything else to say. In terms of a score prediction, I don't know if this is the home or away leg. Either way, I think it's in Budapest or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be on BT Sport or TV3, or not TV3, Virgin Media 1 for those who want to watch the game. It'll be on at 8 o'clock, I think. And one thing I do want to say about this match is that we need to start off well. We cannot concede first. Otherwise, we just can't concede first. Otherwise, we won't win this game. If we concede first, we're going to mentally just drop. I know, we did it against Benfica, but we will be thinking. But then the mental side of things, mentally, we're just going to be thinking, look, we have another leg. Let's just sit back and hopefully not make it worse. and hopefully they won't double the lead, which I don't agree with. I think we have to go for this game, but it's a tough one. It really, really is. But anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will be doing a video hopefully after the Europa League game against Olympiakos. Hopefully reporting on an Arsenal win. Hopefully, please God. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe, like, share the video to your fellow Arsenal fans. Let's try and get a big community going here. I'm trying to hit 150 subscribers on the channel by the end of the month. And I know it's spontaneous, but let's go for it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next video. Goodbye for now.